Hey there, my name's Dave and I am a cheater. Now I'm not going to reveal my face today because I don't want my girlfriend to know that I have a wife. These days, more and more people have special friends, as in having an extracurricular activity that their spouse doesn't know about. Now here's the reason I have my extra special friend on the side. And it's because my wife nags the hell out of me, and it drives me nuts. That's why I cheat. My wife nags me. It's all her fault. Why should I take the responsibility for her nagging? I'm not the one doing it on a consistent basis. Look, here's an example of how my wife nags me. Where have you been? Or, why is your hair wet? You just got home from the office. All that nagging is why I have the right to have a special friend. Anyway, in this video, I'm going to reveal how you can spot the cheater in your life. You might be wondering, why would this guy go and do that? Well, that's a great question, and I'm going to answer that a little later on. For now, let's quickly discuss cheaters and some of the signs your cheater will exhibit. Let's talk about cell phones. Cell phones are a fantastic tool when used for cheating. Heck, I use my cell phone to sext to my girlfriend. And of course, it has a password on it. My privacy is really important to me. There is no way possible my wife can ever find out about my extracurricular activities. Anyway, here's a couple of things to be on the lookout for. Have you ever tried to call your loved one and they don't answer? Well, once or twice is quite normal for most people. However, if you start to see a pattern, there's a high probability that your loved one has a new and special friend. Now, when I say pattern, what I refer to is the fact that they're just not answering or replying to your texts over and over, as in dozens of times. So here's what you need to be on the lookout for. Number one, a consistent pattern of no replies to your text messages. And number two, you call your loved one, the phone goes to voicemail. You then ask your loved one later on, where were you? I've been trying to contact you for hours. The cheater in your life will always reply back with excuses or anger. Your cheater will use anger or emotional blackmail to shut you down. That's what they want to do. They want to shut you down and get you to stop asking them those questions. They might even pick a fight or stomp away or accuse you of being an unreasonable person. Your cheater does not want you to catch them. Here's some examples of how the cheater in your life makes excuses about their cell phones. Some of my favorite myth truths. My phone was out of range. My battery died. I could not find my charger. Some dog took my charger. Anyway, the goal of your cheating spouse is to get you to stop asking those damned intrusive questions and to make you believe everything is fine. Your cheating spouse will say anything to shut you down. Now, let me quickly go over a few power hitters that most cheaters use on a regular basis. Imagine the following scenario. You are sitting in your living room, rife with worry. Your cheater walks through the door. It looks like they have just recently showered. It's important to note that at this point you are stressed. Like, who wouldn't be, right? Anyway, you ask, where have you been? I've been so worried. Your cheater replies back with, what's your problem? I was out with the guys. You're just being insecure. Or they become irate and belittle you. They might even yell at you. Your cheater needs to hide his or her actions away from you, and in order to shut you down, your cheater might make attempts at making you feel guilty, or they will pick a fight with you. This is done so as to distract you from your quest. The goal of your cheater is to not get caught, and the cheater in your life will do whatever it takes to emotionally batter you into not asking those tough questions. Sometimes when my wife is out working, I take a sick day. Here's what I'm really doing. Hey, don't be angry. It's only wrong if I get caught. I remember this one day a few months back, my wife thought I was sick and she left me $20 to order a light lunch. Once she left the house, I got dressed, picked up some beer, and then met up with my girlfriend. Here's how we spent the morning. There are even times that I tell my wife, I'm behind with my work and need to stay late at the office. Of course, the only activity I'm doing is this. Okay, so I can't have you thinking I'm a sleaze. Allow me to point out, we don't always have fun in my girlfriend's van. Sometimes we rent a motel room. Have you ever tried to access your loved one's cell phone, tablet, or computer only to find them locked? That's because us cheaters require a certain level of privacy. In fact, that's the very excuse that we'll use. Here's what I tell my wife when she asks why my devices are password protected. Oh, relax, you're just being insecure. I simply need my privacy. My statement is designed to shut her down, and it does. When I tell my wife I'm spending time with the guys tonight, whoa, not so. I'm usually doing this. There's one last thing to cover here today. The reason I've stepped forward and started to reveal how cheaters operate, and I'm going to tell you right now. Here's a scenario that has happened to me. My wife had an enduring itch in her groin area. So she goes to her doctor and the doctor diagnoses her with an STD. When she brought this up, I said with anger in my voice, "Sounds like you've been cheating on me. That's disgusting of you." Of course, my wife's never cheated. I simply needed to deflect my guilt and shut her down. I just needed to get this off my chest. And that's why I allowed myself to be filmed today. Oh, hey, you know what really ticks me off? After the STD test my wife stopped putting out, talk about selfish,